Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Alleman, Iowa, as we are about underway here of your North Polk Comet boys versus the Roland-Story Norsemen. Should be a great matchup here tonight, as the last time North Polk Comets won in that matchup, and should be very exciting.
Yeah, no, North Polk definitely came in as an underdog in the last matchup. Roland-Story's record is much better than North Polk's. They are 9-6. I believe they came into that game 9-4. The Comets, they came into that game 9-6. The Comets came into that game 4-9, and the Comets managed to come away with a win, which was huge. They ended up winning by a solid margin of 11 points. Yeah, so it was a really exciting game to be at. I had the opportunity to be there, so it was just great.
And they went in that game with fire and passion, so we hope we can see that here tonight. Last game here at home, we saw North Polk kind of struggle near the end of the game. They were up at half and then they were close at half, and then it ended up going real south as they only scored 4 points in the third quarter. So we'll hope that does not happen here.
Yeah, no, the last game, the Comets were actually up by 12 at half, and they ended up going on a 7-30 run. They scored 7 points to the opposing team's 30, which was, I'm going to be honest, painful to watch.
Well, last night we saw North Polk go against the Bondurant Blue Jays at Bondurant, and North Polk trailed most of the game, but late in the game they cut the lead down to 4 for Bondurant, but Bondurant ended up pushing it out at the end, and I believe won by 11. But so yeah, they showed a lot of fire last night too, so let's hope that they're not burnt out and they can carry that over here tonight. And we're seeing all the seniors here start tonight for the Comets. Josh Gehring, Trevor Mathis, Kobe Bouchard, and Matthew Crabb here in the starting lineup for the Comets.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of some of these guys here. Jevin Sullivan's also going to be in that starting lineup. He's a junior, but that's just because we only have 4 seniors. But Trevor Mathis, Kobe Bouchard, I've seen them a lot actually. Kobe Bouchard's great with assists. He's also great from deep. It seems though he can score from almost anywhere. Great with threes. He actually led North Polk in assists their last matchup against Roland-Story with 5 assists. And then Josh Gehring here, he's just been a great asset to the program. He's a great friend. He's always so excited. He's always bringing a lot of energy. And it's just great to see Josh come into these games. Usually comes in towards the end, and that's exciting. Matt Crabb. Honestly, I've had the pleasure of being on teams with Matt Crabb. He is the greatest teammate I've ever had. He is so supportive. Even when you're down by a million, he's going to be there, and he's going to just support you. Yeah. And he always likes to see success.
And back when I played basketball with him sophomore year, he was always the top hustle guy on the team. He's going after every loose ball, and he's just, in a great way, he's just crazy. He is so energetic and so enthusiastic about the game of basketball. He's going after everything.
Yeah. And his little brother Nathan saw a little bit of action mid-season, but unfortunately was benched and moved down to JV for reasons I am not completely sure why on, as he was playing just great when he went out.
Yeah, he's probably one of North Polk's best defensive players, and we haven't seen him play in the last 2 games as Austin Parkins has gotten a huge minutes increase.
Yeah, we've also seen a surge in minutes from Marcus Hopper. He actually started in the game against Bondurant Farrar.
As Marcus Hopper, he's their tallest guy, and he's been going off these last few games. We saw him go off against Sadell, and he's had a great game here against Bondurant last night too. Yeah. So we'll see what he can do here tonight for the Comets.
Yeah, and as we saw a little bit right there, actually, there's a lot of connections here between Roland-Story and North Polk. Trevor Mathis there giving a little dap to Zach Tweet. Zach Tweet and Adam McElrath are both very, very good friends with a lot of the players on the North Polk lineup. Just a lot of connections there, including Nolan Faber and Zach Tweet were actually really good friends of here, my co-announcer, Kobe Brunko.
Yeah, I had the honor to play baseball with both of those guys, and they're both great guys, great competitors, and so I'm interested to see that tonight. Nolan Faber, unfortunately, is going to be out with illness injuries, and so he won't be here in this matchup. He's been a big part of the Norsemen's offense here so far this season, so that's unfortunate for them.
Oh, yeah.
Zach Tweed, a great scorer here. I believe he's Norseman's 3rd leading scorer, and so he's another big piece that North Polk's going to have to stop. As Jevin Sullivan is going to be tipping off here against Adam McElrath.
Yeah, you know, players to watch from Roland-Story are going to be Dylan Ely, co-college commit, averages 13.1 a game. Adam McElrath averaging 12.
And McElrath tips that out of bounds there, as it was in the vicinity there of Hanson, but Hanson could not get to.
I'm not quite sure what just happened there. We just heard a loud no. Oh. All right, here we go.
As Kobe Bouchard here now for the Comets.
Looks like he's going to toss it over to Crab.
Crab over to Sullivan. Sullivan over to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Gehring. Gehring's wide open. He's going to pull. Oh, Josh Gehring just barely off the mark there on that shot.
Wow, Zach Tweet, talk about a stand-up guy. He let Josh take that shot for North Polk. Wow, what an amazing character. You know, I'm really good friends with Zach. Just great guy all around.
As Tweet gets it over there to Scar. And foul's going to be called on Matt Crab to make some substitutions, maybe it looks like. Marcus Hopper's going to be checking in the game here for Josh Gehring.
Everyone here giving Josh Gehring a huge round of applause. Josh Gehring, just an amazing guy in general.
As it's going to be up top here to Ely. Ely covered by Mathis. Screen there by Tweet. Nice roll by Zach Tweet as he's able to lay it up and in. Wide open there on the pick and roll.
Roland-Story drawing first blood.
Crab inbounds there to Bouchard. Bouchard will take the ball up the floor here for the Comets. Sullivan in the corner up top to Mathis. Over to Bouchard. Bouchard covered by McElrath. Bouchard over to Mathis. Back to Bouchard. Over to Matt Crab. Over to back to Bouchard. Inside to Marcus Hopper. Marcus Hopper with the post hook.
Man.
He may be skinny, but he sure is strong. He uses the body there to create enough space against Hanson to lay it up and in. You see Ely here with the ball. Another pick and roll by Zach Tweet, as the three there by Scar is way off the mark, but Hanson's on the rebound. Tweet up top gets it back to Scar. Scar over to Hanson in the corner. Down low to Scar. Scar against Crab. Out to McElrath for the mid-range shot. No good there. Tweed on the rebound. Set it back out top to Ely to set up the offense. Ely's going to do it behind the back. Between the legs. Hop step dishes it off there to number 32, Sam Scar for the easy lay-in. 2-4 here. North Polk trails.
It was like Sam Scar is able to use just a bit of a height advantage over there on Matt Crab, as he's probably got, I'd say 4 or 5 inches on him.
As three there by Sullivan is in and good in the eye of Zach Tweet. 5-4 here.
Starting off hot already.
North Polk leads by 1.
In the last matchup, Jevin Sullivan had 24 points against
Zach Tweet over to McElrath. McElrath to Hanson. Hanson over to Scar. Scar inside to McElrath, who lays it up and in. And another lead change here. Kobe Bouchard now with the ball for the Comets.
You know, I definitely think we're going to see a lot of fire from Roland-Story. Losing to the 4-9 North Polk team was just, I felt like an embarrassment to them. I think they took that one personally. But North Polk definitely is just not going to let up tonight. With a 5-11 record, 6-11 looks a lot better, and so they're going to fight for it hard.
As Mathis gets it back to Bouchard here, over in the corner to Sullivan. Back up top to Bouchard. North Polk slowing it down here as the 2-3 zone. Hasn't created much opportunities. Hopper is down low, but he can't find an opening. Mathis here. Up top to Bouchard, over to Sullivan for 3. Heavy contest there, but Jevin Sullivan's able to knock it down. Hand and everything in the eye of Sullivan, and he's just able to succumb under the pressure and knock it down.
Sullivan already matching Roland-Story's score on his own.
As the pass is almost thrown away there, but Scars to catch it as it's tipped out of bounds by Mathis and saved to Bouchard. And it's tipped out of bounds there by Ely.
North Polk will have it the other way. Ely's body. Smart move from him.
As Sullivan will inbound here to Bouchard. Bouchard will take the ball at the floor for the Comets. Bouchard over to Mathis. Mathis over to Bouchard. Back to Mathis. Inside to Hopper. Out to Bouchard. Hopper high post, but gives it over to Mathis. Sullivan now on the wing, down low to Matt Crabb, inside to Hopper, tipped away by McElrath, out of bounds.
Looks like we've got Andrew Weig coming into the game, number 21. Andrew Weig played really well at the start of the season. Recently he's been slowing down quite a bit on points. I believe he had a 21-point game earlier in the season. I believe his last game he didn't have a single point.
As Sullivan, no good there on the other shot, as the defense there by Scar was just enough. As McElrath is going to drive inside, offensive foul going the other way. Basket's not going to count there. Use the arm to push off Kobe Bouchard, who was on the defense there, and gets the foul call.
McElrath didn't seem to be a huge fan of that call, but he hustled back on defense. In the girls' game, we saw our first technical foul we've seen in Alleman against Roland-Story's coach.
As Bouchard up top here, looks for Sullivan and finds him. Sullivan covered by Tweet. Back up top to Bouchard. Sullivan inside to Hopper. Back out to Bouchard for three. And no good there, and it's rebounded by Scar. As it looks like Scar will take the ball off the floor, covered by, and foul's going to be called on Andrew Weig. Looked like very little contact, but must have been just enough to get a foul call, as Scar will be at the line here for two.
You know, it is worth mentioning that there's quite a height advantage here. Just to kind of quantify that, Roland-Story only has 3 people on their lineup that are under 6 foot tall, and North Polk has 7. So definitely a difference there. And everyone you're seeing in the starting lineup currently, or the lineup currently for Roland-Story, is above 6 foot. And
as Scar is able to tie the game up here at 8 from those 2 free throws.
Yeah, and on North Polk's, only 1 is not, and only 1 on the bench is.
Bouchard over to Mathis. Back to Bouchard. Weig here with the ball. Up top to Bouchard. Mathis looking inside. Finds Weig up top. Bouchard thinks about it and decides to pass over to Weig. Mathis inside to Hopper. Hopper uses a big body in the paint to float it up over Tweet and get the easy lay-in. Extends the lead back out here to 2. Ely here with the ball, drives left and out of bounds. And it's going to be called off of Bouchard, so it'll stay Roland-Story ball.
Looked to me like the ball just came out of Ely's hands, however. The ref definitely had the better angle there, so I'm definitely going to have to trust this call right now.
Ely to inbound here.
Here we have Luke Maring. He's been a great player for the Comets all around, but huge foul trouble concerns.
As Scar floats it up and in, ties the game back up here again. 10-all with 2 minutes remaining here in the first.
You know, wouldn't surprise me if we see quite a few possession changes as we've seen already this game.
As Marion gets in the corner, Sullivan up top to Bouchard. Great ball movement here so far by the Comets. They're swinging around quick, trying to get an opening. As Bouchard up top gives it over to Sullivan. 2-3 zone here so far from Roland-Story. Bouchard, high post to Maring. Maring tries to get down low to Hopper. Maring got a little too excited there and bounced the ball out of bounds.
Looks like Scar got in the way of Hopper, couldn't quite make that move.
As it looks like Ely here will take the ball up the floor for the Norsemen. Covered by Bouchard, gives it off to Bunn. Bunn up top to Tweet. Tweet tries to get it down low there to McElrath, and it's out of bounds. It'll be North Polk ball.
That little possession right there is just like North Polk's last possession. A little miscommunication leads to a turnover.
Kobe Bouchard here with the ball for the Comets. Gets it over to Jevin Sullivan. Up top here to Weig. Luke Maring now with the ball. Over to Bouchard. Bouchard's going to drive in, get it out to Sullivan. Sullivan over to Weig. Weig over to Bouchard. Hopper post up down low. Can't get open. Good defense there by Roland-Story. Sullivan's going to drive left, step back, and get it out to Bouchard. Sullivan now drives left, pulls it up, knocks it down. 3 for 4 here on the night so far. The foul's going to be called on Marcus Hopper. Oh, correction.
Still going to count?
No, a foul's going to be called on number 32, Sam Scar. It'll be North Polk ball. Didn't quite see what happened there, but I did see Hopper on the ground, so must have been a little push or shove or something.
And whatever it is, the Comets are going to take it. You know, clutch time like this, having extra points.
Sullivan can't get the layup to go as it's just off the backboard. Scar here with the ball now. Over to McElrath. McElrath dishes it off there to Ely, and a foul is called and one. Ely has a chance to take the 1-point lead here for Roland-Story.
That foul is going to be on Bouchard. Yes, it is.
12-12 here. 46 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
That looks like the Comets right now are sitting at 3 fouls to Roland-Story's 2.
Sullivan inbound to Bouchard.
Ely is going to snag that lead for the Norsemen. 42 seconds remain in the first.
And Sullivan here so far with 8 points, 3 for 5 on the night. Bouchard's going to look to kill time on the clock, try to maybe get the last second shot here for the Comets.
Well, he can't sit there forever.
All right, looking for something maybe. McElrath is going to put up some defense, get 5 seconds start to count. Bouchard with 10 seconds remaining. And pass tipped away. Sullivan's down low, lays it up and in. As Ely here with 2 seconds. Hansen. No good there. Awfully close on the shot, just a bit right. 14-13. North Polk leads by 1 at the end of the first quarter. Looks like Thomas Jones and Hunter Manock will be checking in the game here to start the second.
Yeah, Jones and Manock are both juniors. They kind of accentuate the height disadvantage that the Comets have here. The Comets only have a few players in the lineup that are over 6 foot tall. Marcus Hopper being 6'4", he's the tallest one on the team. Then Jevin Sullivan, I believe he is 6'3". Luke Maring, who is 6'1", and Andrew Weig, who is 6'1", and that's it. Hunter Manock and Kobe Bouchard, Trevor Mathis, everyone else that you see usually play for the Comets are 5'11" or under. Versus the Roland-Story side, where almost everyone in their starting lineup, save for Ely, who's 6 foot, is 6'1" or bigger. So it's definitely quite the advantage.
Yeah, and Jevin Sullivan, 10 of the 14 points here so far for the Comets, and he's been pretty much unstoppable here to start this game.
And we've already seen a bit of a change from the last game. In the last game, where North Polk faced Roland at Roland, North Polk scored 12 in the first, and Roland only scored 6 already. We've seen 14 from the Comets and 13 from the Norsemen. This game is far from over.
Starting off here in this second quarter, the Norsemen will have the ball. Sam Scard inbound. Ely will take the ball up the floor for the Norsemen. Ely to Bunn. Bunn down low to Scar. Scar hands it off to Hansen for the reverse lay. No good. But McElrath is there on the layup and gets it up and in.
McElrath had just enough hops to get over everyone on the Comet team.
Manock here. Over to Sullivan. Up top to Maring. Back to Manock for, lobs it to Sullivan, but it's tipped away by McElrath. Ely here with the ball. North Polk trails by 1, 14-15. With 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. Ely here with the ball. Covered by Manock. Gets it over there to Scar. Scar down low to McElrath, who can't get the layup to go. Good defense there by Sullivan. Sullivan here with the ball. Over to Manock. Manock looking to set up the offense for the Comets. Offensive foul there, I believe, called on Andrew Weig.
That's going to be Weig's second of the night, if so.
Yeah, will be called on Andrew Weig.
That's going to be the Comets' fourth of the night to Roland-Story's 2.
As Ely here with the ball now for the Norsemen. Over to Bunn. Bunn up top to Scar. Scar gives it off to McElrath, who dishes it down low to Hansen. Offensive foul is going to be called there. A little push in the back. And good defense there so far from the Comets down low. As Sullivan's going to inbound here to Manock.
Looks like everything's been pretty blow for blow.
As Manock, he's got some minutes here so far this season, comes off the bench, and he's very good. He might not put up a lot of points, but he's a great playmaker. As Weig takes a 3, short there, very rare sight to see.
Yeah, Andrew White definitely started this season really hot from the three. He's definitely cooled down a little bit lately. His confidence has wavered, but once he gets his confidence back, it wouldn't surprise me if he becomes the same lockdown three-point shooter we've seen in the first half of the season.
As Ely there, mid-range shot, no good. Tipped out of bounds by Sullivan. Trevor Mathis is going to check back in the game here for Andrew White. As Hansen subbed out here, number 44, Luke Patton's checked in for him. And McElrath up top here knocks down the three.
That's going to give the Norsemen a nice little 4-point lead over the Comets.
Manock up top. Manock looking to slow it down here a bit for the Comets. Gives it off to Sullivan. Sullivan back up top to Manock. Over to Mathis. In the corner here to Mehring. Mehring looks down low to Jones, finds him. Manock outside, pump fakes, drives in. Out to Mathis. Mehring for three. Two wide right there, as it's going to be almost rebounded by Sullivan, but it'll be into the hands of Bunn.
Looked like Sullivan had the opportunity to either let it go out of bounds or try and save it, and he tried to save it.
As Eiley here for three, knocks down the deep ball, as a timeout's going to be called here, as North Polk now trails by 7, 14-21 with 5:17 remaining here in the first half.
You know, if you're the Comets right now, you got to start getting a little worried. Usually the Comets shine in the second quarter. They're definitely going to have a little more fight than they usually do. But I think that they have it in them.
Yeah, definitely still an early game. It's been kind of slow so far for both teams. Both teams waiting to find an opening on the offensive end and just waiting for the defense to make a slight error for them to convert on.
Yeah. It's worth noting that last game the Comets went into half up by 12. So that is a luxury the Comets will probably like to have. They're going to have to start taking a few more shots. They haven't taken a lot of shots in the last couple possessions.
As Bouchard here has the ball for the Comets. 2-3 zone once again from Roland-Story with the face guard on Sullivan. And a 3-second lane violation is going to be called on Marcus Hopper, camped out there too long. Scar inbounds to Eiley.
Hopper and Sullivan are the only two players on North Polk that have scored.
As Eiley here crossing up Mathis, gives it off to Patton. Patton almost stolen away there. Looks to get it out to Eiley, and does so. Eiley. And hands it off to Scar. Scar looking for something to do. Spins on Parkins. Nice move there as a foul's going to be called. Is it going to be on the jump shot? It will be. Scar will be at the line here for two. Foul will be called on Austin Parkins.
You know, Austin Parkins is another player where we love his aggression, we love how he fights, but same with Luke Mehring, he always finds himself in foul trouble, which is something that they absolutely need to remedy, as both of them are great pieces. The Comets just simply cannot afford to lose in the crucial end of the game.
As Scar here at the line's first shot is good. Gets the second to fall. He's 4 for 4 here tonight so far. As Bouchard now with the ball. 14-23 and 10-0 run here so far in the quarter, as North Polk is still scoreless. Bouchard now looking to slow it up. And timeout's going to be called by North Polk here. And 14-23, North Polk can't find something to do on offense as they're in a 2-3 zone, but they got McElrath face guarding Jevin Sullivan here so far.
You know, McElrath, he's definitely a formidable basketball player, no doubt. You've definitely seen a lot from him already. McElrath has accounted for, I believe, 7 of Roland-Story's points, and he's just been playing great defense on Sullivan. In some games, we've seen Sullivan completely overcome a face guard, like in the South Hamilton game. Jevin Sullivan still, I believe, went off for 17. But in other games, we've seen him, catch a face guard and only be able to drop 4 or 6.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Sullivan's going to have too much of an issue there on McElrath, as Sullivan's going to find a way to create an opening against him.
Oh, yeah. And I won't lie, McElrath is a great basketball player, but Jevin Sullivan might just be better.
As there's a foul there, look at that. Sullivan's going to find a way to make McElrath work.
That's McElrath's second of the night.
as Bouchard will inbound. And does 2 up top here to Mathis. Mathis over to Parkins. Up top here to Bouchard. North Polk really taking their time here offensively as Sullivan's going to pull in the eye. McElrath in, no good. And
barely off the mark right there for Sullivan.
Patton's on the rebound. Scar here now with the ball.
You know, we're kind of seeing
pull from deep range. Too long on the shot there. Bouchard there on the rebound. As Sullivan here with the ball. Down low to Hopper. Another 3-second lane violation called on Hopper. Hopper's got to be careful there, and it just comes down to a sense of how long have I been there. He's got to realize the situation and where he's at on the floor.
Yeah, you know, Hopper's also a sophomore, so he's a little underexperienced, and you're kind of seeing that right there. But you know, he knows that his position on this team is that of the big man, so he's definitely trying to fill that best he can.
As Patton there kicks it out to Scar. Scar's going to drive inside, and a foul's going to be called on
Jones. I believe.
Yep. Looked like it could have been good defense. Must have been a little bit too much contact there, resulting in the blocking foul. So Scar will take it in from underneath as Zach Tweet's checked in here for Luke Patton.
Now, Zach Tweet here, a great multi-sport athlete. He is committed right now to go to the University of Iowa to play linebacker.
As the shot there by McElrath, no good, but Zach Tweet's there on the offensive board and lays it up and in.
The Comets are now facing an 11-point deficit. Someone other than Jevin Sullivan and Marcus Hopper is going to need to step up on offense and try and do their best.
Yeah, North Polk really cannot find an opening here, and they got to get something going because right now it's not looking pretty as they are trailing here by 11 so far, scoreless in the second quarter as Thomas Jones now. He's wide open. He's not much of a shooter. Gets it out to Bouchard for 3, and Bouchard knocks it down. Ends the run here from the Norseman. 17-25. North Polk trailing here by 8. Eiley here now with the ball.
Eiley's a co-college commit for basketball.
As Tweet has it down low, tries to get it out there to Bunn, and it's out of bounds. That would be Will Bunn. We saw White Bunn playing a little bit earlier. Actually, White Bunn and Will Bunn are both in the game. Oh, correction. White Bunn just checked in for Will Bunn.
Yes. Wyatt
Sometimes
Bunn
it's hard having brothers.
I know, it's like brothers, man, I tell you.
Sullivan over to Andrew Weig. Weig over to Bouchard. Hopper high post. Can't find him. Bouchard gets it over to Weig. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard looks to drive in, floats it out to Weig. Bouchard. Low post there to Marcus Hopper. Foul's going to be called. Hopper will be at the line here for 2.
You know, Hopper hasn't played a lot of minutes, so we haven't seen him a lot from the line. But his role on the team as the big man definitely puts him in a position to be at the line more often than certain other players on the team.
Yeah, and his performance against Sadell, definitely a big factor in his minutes increase. He had a very great and strong outing against Sadell. Single-handedly kept that team in the game and helped them get that victory, as that first shot at the line is good. And no good on the second, too long there. Thomas Jones pokes it right to Sullivan. Great aggression from Thomas Jones to let Jevin Sullivan get the offensive board.
Yeah, that's the thing. Thomas Jones, he's going to bring a lot of heart and a lot of fight, and that's what I really like about him.
As Sullivan gets it over to Andrew Weig. Weig over to Bouchard, wide open. Knocks down another. Bouchard cuts the Norseman lead here to 4 points. It's 25-25.
You know, that's the thing about Kobe Bouchard is, like we said earlier, someone other than Hopper and Sullivan who's going to need to step up as they're both facing great defense. And there's Kobe Bouchard to do exactly that.
As Scar gets it over to Eiley. Eiley pulls up from mid-range. Short there. Sullivan on the rebound.
Ooh, Sullivan showing off that wingspan and hops right there, going over Scar.
Sullivan drives inside, lays it up, and foul's going to be called on the floor, so Sullivan will take it in from underneath. Basket won't count.
It looked like that foul is going to be called against 40, Will Bunn.
As Bouchard will inbound here. Weig for three. No good there. And Hansen's there on the rebound. Hansen's a big boy out there. Definitely outmatches anybody else on North Polk. He's even got a height advantage on on Marcus Hopper. As Scar there is called for the carry. Yet another turnover here so far for Roland-Story, and that's been hurting them. As 43 seconds remain here in the first half, 21-25, North Polk down by 4.
Yeah, Nick Hansen, the player we talked about earlier, number 50, he is 6'6", and is officially the tallest person on the court by a solid 2 or 3 inches.
Jones high post. Gets it out to Andrew Weig in the corner to Bouchard. Weig's going to pull from range. No good there.
Weig 0 for 3 from threes tonight.
Yeah, a little cold here this game. He's one of those players where he's either on it or he's not. And hopefully he can look to turn it on here soon.
Yeah. Well, we have 15 seconds till half. Wouldn't surprise me if Weig finds a way to get on it at half and kind of gets in his mind that he's got to play in a little better.
Scar's going to look to lay it up and does not, but Hansen's on the board. Lays it in. 4 seconds remaining. Bouchard's got the ball. Shuts it up here.
Before.
And too short there. 21-27, North Polk Comets trail by 6. Jevin Sullivan, 10 points. Kobe Bouchard, 6. And getting it done here so far is Sam Scar for Roland-Story with 8 points. And also Adam McElrath with 7.
Oh, yeah. And you also got to talk about McElrath's defense. You know, he's trying to keep Jevin Sullivan down, but I'm not going to lie. I'd be lying to you if I thought that Jevin Sullivan wasn't just a much better basketball player than McElrath.
And North Polk's been struggling to find some openings here so far on the offensive end, as the 2-3 zone here from Roland-Story has been just enough to be able to knock North Polk off their feet a little bit, but they were able to string together some points there, and they were starting to shut down Roland-Story there near the end of the quarter. Let's hope they can carry that over here into the second half. 21-27. We're going to take a short break here. We'll be right back after halftime. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. For those of you just now tuning in, North Polk is trailing by 6, 21-27 after the first half. We are just about to get underway here of the start of the second. And Jevin Sullivan, 10 points here so far for the Comets, as well as Kobe Bouchard with 6.
Oh, yeah. You know, I got to be honest, the Comets are looking like they have a lot of fire tonight, which is good. But Roland-Story definitely came out with a lot of fire. Roland-Story lost to the Comets last time they met up. Comets were 4-9. Roland-Story was 9-6. And so I think they took that one a little personally. And they ended up losing by 11 to the Comets. And tonight, they've already put up more points in the first half than they did in the first 3 quarters of the game. So it's very exciting. They put up 36 last time. They already have 27.
And getting it done here tonight for the Roland-Story Norsemen is number 32, Sam Scar. And also number 30, Adam McElrath here. They've Scar has 8, McElrath has 7. So they've been scoring pretty efficiently here for Roland-Story, but they're just sharing the sugar and sharing the love. Is also number 12, Dylan Eiley here has 6 himself.
Yeah, you know, you also got to talk about Zach Tweed. He's just been a great defensive player, and something I want to bring attention to is at the very beginning of the game, senior Josh Gehring was in. Josh Gehring, you know, he's a special member of the team, special person in general, and so he got it on the court and for senior night to start out, and Zach Tweed backed off and let him get the very first shot off. Josh Gehring did not connect with it, but just talk about a class move, especially coming into a game where it's, you know, honestly a rivalry game, just allowing that to happen right off the bat is just a great thing.
Yeah, and defense here has been pretty solid by both sides. It's been extremely slow offensively for both teams, as we saw North Polk struggling to get an opening on the offensive end as they run in 2-3 zone, but they got the face guard on Jevin Sullivan to try to disrupt any lane there or any opportunity he has to get a shot.
Yeah.
As North Polk is going to start with the ball here in the second half, Jevin Sullivan will inbound. Bouchard here with the ball for the Comets. Hands it off to Sullivan. Sullivan over to Bouchard. Bouchard drives inside, kicks it out to Mathis. Weig out to Mathis. Sullivan up top. Hopper down low, lays it up and in on the little baby hook. 23-27 cuts the Roland-Story lead to just 4.
You know, the Comets are going to play some seamless defense here in order to beat Roland-Story. He's been playing a lot better offensively than they did last game.
As Scar here with the ball, gets it over to McElrath, who drives, baseline, spins. Defense by Sullivan too strong. He's got to pass out to Tweet. Tweet gets it over to Hanson, short on the shot, Hoppered on the rebound. Bouchard now with the ball will take it up here for the Comets. Bouchard over to Mathis. Back up top here to Bouchard. Mathis looks to drive in, kicks it out to Bouchard. Weig looks to shoot for 3, but decides to hold off, gets it out to Mathis.
Weig went 0-3 for 3-point shots in the first half.
Bouchard short there on that 3, and it looks like a little contact there from Scar, but no call as Mathis was getting pushed around.
We got to see against Bondurant, a game where the refs really let the guys play, and I think that was, one of the better looks for North Polk or high school basketball. So just when you let the guys play, so hopefully that's what we get to see here in the second half.
It's a great spin move there by Tweet, but can't get the layup to go. As Mathis here gets it up top to Weig for 3. Weig connects in his first 3 of the half. 0 for 3 to start off the game, but hits that shot to cut the North Polk deficit to just 1.
That's the Andrew Weig that we saw in the first half of the season. We might have an opportunity to see him in the second half of this game.
And a travel is going to be called on Zach Tweet, so the bucket won't count. And so Jevin Sullivan will take it out. North Polk has a chance on this possession to take the lead here in this game once again. Bouchard over to Mathis. Mathis up top here to Weig, over to Bouchard. Bouchard dishes it off to Mathis, high post to Sullivan. Bouchard for 3. Can't connect there, a little too long on the shot off the back iron. As Eiley here now with the ball. Behind the back, crosses over, spins, floats it up a little. Magic on the touch there by Eiley.
Eiley's a Polk College basketball commit, as we mentioned a couple times in the first half.
Wide down low to Hopper, who's going to get up and under and one. Count it.
Hopper has the opportunity to tie the game here, this free throw.
28-29, 5:19 remaining here in the third quarter. Hopper at the line here for one.
Prior to this game, Marcus Hopper has only seen 12 free throw shots, which is very, very low, especially for a guy in his current position.
And short there is, he had a chance to go run for the ball, but decides to just get back on defense instead. As Scar has the ball here up top, covered by Andrew Watt. Screened by Hansen. Scar looks down low, can't find him, gives it off to McElrath, who gives it down low to hit. Blocked by Marcus Hopper. Electric has it gotten here tonight as Marcus Hopper pins him on the layup.
You know, we definitely haven't seen that from Marcus Hopper all season.
Mathis pulls, can't connect there. Hansen on the rebound.
Marcus Hopper, man, talk about a player that I've just gradually started to love more and more I see him play.
As Scar here with the ball gives it off to McElrath. Pump fakes, drives inside. Gives it out to Scar for three. Scar connects from deep, extends the North Polk deficit to 4. Bouchard now with the ball. Over to Sullivan. Hands it off to Bouchard. Over to Sullivan. Sullivan pump fakes, looks to drive right. Gives it out to Bouchard. Wide. Back to Bouchard. Over to Weig in the corner to Mathis. Mathis dishes it out to Bouchard. Inside to Hopper. He's going to float it up. No good there. Too strong off the glass.
It's going to be heavily contested there by Zach Hansen. Hansen has 2 to 3 inches of height on Marcus Hopper, depending on where you put Marcus Hopper's height at.
As McElrath gives it over to Scar for 3. Scar knocks down yet another, extends the lead to 7 for Roland-Story.
That's going to be Scar's 14th of the night.
Got to do a better job of getting the hand up in the eye, as he's going to connect from deep, as he's shown here multiple times. Boggs going to try his chance, and long on the shot there, can't hit the rim.
Andrew Weig seems pretty disappointed in himself. Hope he doesn't beat himself up about that one too much. I'm going to trust him taking threes all night. I feel like the Comets sometimes lack the confidence to shoot the ball, and I hope that's not a problem that they encounter tonight, as they seem to have quite a bit of that in the first quarter at least.
Eiley gets it to Hansen. Hansen over to McElrath, who hands it off to Bunn. Down low to Scar, out of bounds. It'll be North Polk ball.
Definitely off the hands of Scar.
Hunter Mannock here now with the ball for the Comets.
Mannock is usually swapped out for Bouchard. That is the case again.
Sullivan now. Pulls from deep. And no good there, just short, but Parkins tries to get the offensive rebound. Foul's going to be called on, I believe, Adam McElrath.
I believe it's also on McElrath. That's going to be McElrath's third, put him in a little bit of foul trouble. Yep, it is on McElrath.
There on the bump. And he looks baffled, but that was blatantly a foul there on him.
Yeah.
As Sullivan here will inbound. 3 fouls for Adam McElrath so far in this game, as well as Zach Tweet. Mannock. Over to Maring, wide open for 3. Can't connect.
Man.
Looks like he was just a little shocked there for how open he was.
Just a few inches off.
McElrath's going to try his chance. Can't connect too long on the shot there. Sullivan tips it over to Maring, who grabs the rebound.
Look for a second there that McElrath thought he was Jevin Sullivan.
Mannock over to Parkins. Travels called on Parkins, took a step before dribble.
Austin Parkins is a freshman. He's the only freshman to appear on the lineup.
And we see a few freshmen miscues from him time to time. He happens to have just slight mistakes that give him quite a few turnovers.
Yeah.
As Eiley here has the ball now for the Norseman. Eiley's going to look to take it too. Mannock in does so. Floats it up, no good. Too strong there as Mannock's on the board. Out to Sullivan. Sullivan here with the ball. Looks to cross up. And a foul's going to be called on Bunn.
And that is Will Bunn. Not to be confused with his brother Wyatt Bunn, who's wearing 14. Will Bunn is wearing 40.
Bouchard on the inbound. Finds Mehring. Up top to Manock. Over to Parkins. Manock now down low to Mehring. Mehring's going to pull for mid-range in front of Hansen. Too long on the shot there. Can't connect.
Mehring is scoreless on the night. I believe he went 21 against... I can't remember. But 21 a few games ago.
And a miscue there as Scar just tosses the ball out of bounds, intended for Bunn.
You know, Roland-Story is giving North Polk so many opportunities. They've turned it over just so many times. I just can't believe that North Polk hasn't,
They can't find a solid offensive rhythm here as it's been slow tonight from both teams, as a matter of fact. But North Polk just keeps missing open shots as they trail by 7, 28-35.
Looks like Bouchard's going to be tossed in for Mehring.
As Sullivan out here up top. Over to Bouchard. Inside to Mathis, out to Manock. Manock to Parkins, back up to Manock. Manock over to Bouchard. Bouchard looks to drive and gives it out to Manock. Back to Bouchard. North Polk looking to swing it down. And a foul's going to be called there on number 40, Will Bunn.
Believe it or not, I usually have a really bad eye for things like that, but I saw that one. Looks like he drove his elbow right into the back of Jevin Sullivan. And I believe the backcourt ref spotted that one.
And that'll be his third of the night as well, as he's going to try to emphasize hands-off defense. As Marcus Hopper, no good there on the fade. As Scar will have the ball now for the Norsemen.
The offensive leader for the Norsemen here.
Over to Bunn. Bunn to Eiley. Hold's going to be called on Jevin Sullivan, I believe. It'll be called on Hunter Manock, as Eiley will inbound here for the Norsemen.
That'll be Manock's first of the night.
Finds Scar. Scar looking for options. Great defense by Sullivan, and a foul's going to be called there. Looks like he might have got two hands on him.
Yeah, maybe his forearm might have driven into him. I personally could not see it very clearly from my angle.
As Scar will inbound to Hansen. Hands it off to Scar. Scar now. Great defense here so far by the Comets as Scar gets it out to Eiley. Screen by Hansen. 30 seconds remaining here in the third. North Polk down 28-35. Shot there by Eiley's no good. Hoppered on the rebound. Manock now with the ball here for the Comets.
22 seconds remain in this half. Jevin Sullivan might pull that in his face. Nope.
Sullivan over to Bouchard, looking to waste the clock at the last second shot here of the quarter. 28-35, 8 seconds.
Comets are down by 7. The Comets, they've been very on and off in the fourth quarter, so hopefully they can do something big this time.
Mathis pulls, shot's not going to count. It's no good either way. 28-35 here to end the third. Jevin Sullivan, 10 points, scoreless here so far since the first quarter.
Yeah.
And Bouchard as well with 6. We saw Andrew Wide get a couple. Actually, Andrew Wide does not.
He got one. He got one shot off.
He had 1 3. Yep, he had one to start the half. Has yet to connect again.
Yeah, he has 1 for 3 in the half. In the first half, he was 0 for 3.
And slow offensively here for the Comets. They can't get much done on the offensive end. They just keep missing open shots and open opportunities. And defensively, they've been pretty decent as they've only held Norseman to 35, but North Polk has been held to 28.
Yeah, but let's talk about how Roland-Story, whenever they have a possession, they seem to just be unable to actually even get a shot off. They just seem to make a lot of dumb errors that lead to the Comets getting the ball, but the Comets just can't seem to score off these perfect opportunities. So that's really going to have to change if the Comets are going to come back and win this game. They're down 7, and keep in mind they won the last matchup by 11 points. But a huge thing to keep in mind is that Roland-Story scored as many points in the fourth quarter last matchup as they did the entire rest of the game.
As Bunn will inbound here to Scar. And a little shove off there by Eiley, not seen there by the refs as he gets it over to Bunn. Bunn to Scar in the corner. Scar looks down low to Patton, can't find him. Scar almost turns it over there. Gives it off to McElrath. McElrath gets it over to Patton. Nice cut there by McElrath, and gets the layup to go under contact. Good move there by McElrath to get the bucket. Manock here now with the ball. Over to Sullivan in the corner up top here to Manock. Bouchard. Out to Manock, who's going to pull from three and can't connect there just a bit right. Marcus Hoppert, though, on the offensive board and gets the baby hook to go.
That's the big man right there. He's now going to be North Polk's leading scorer at 11 points.
30-37 here. Eiley has the ball for the Norsemen. Screen here by McElrath. McElrath up top, now covered by Sullivan. Down low here to Patton. Patton's going to look to take it to Hopper. Foul's going to be called on Hopper. Patton will be at the line for two, his first trip of the night.
That's going to be Hopper's first foul as well. That'll make North Polk 3 fouls to Roland-Story's 4.
As Patton, his first shot at the line is no good there. Little too strong and right as it clanks off the glass.
Patton has not been a player that's seen a whole lot of minutes for Roland-Story.
A couple minutes in the first half, but not much since, as the second one is no good, too strong on the shot there. But Scar's able to get the offensive board. A jump ball is going to be called.
That's going to go to the Comets. Yeah, it looked like a quick look at Patton's free throw percentage. He shoots 44%. It looks like he lowered that down.
One ref called jump ball, the other called a foul. And it looks like they're just going to go with the foul. That ref wasn't too confident. It should be a jump ball as Mathis tied it up. Should go North Polk's way here. Nope, they're going to keep it a foul. Questionable call there, but I didn't have the correct angle on it. As Eiley's going to inbound. Eiley gets it into Scar, hands it back off to Eiley. Screen by McElrath. Eiley's not going to use it, dishes it off to Scar. And 3-second lane violation is going to be called there on Scar as North Polk will take possession. Bouchard will inbound. Bouchard with the ball here for the Comets, 30-37, 6.5 remaining in the game.
You know, I think what's going to be imperative for the Comets to come back in this game is Jevin Sullivan's going to have to do his little thing that he does. And so far, McElrath is just not the guy to stop him.
Somebody's going to have to score here for the Comets because they've been at a standstill here for such a long time, and they can't get a rhythm as Sullivan is no good on the shot there, just a bit right. Scar on the rebound.
But I'm going to have him take shots like that all night. In fact, I'd want everyone to take shots at this point. As the Comets have, I believe, only put up 6 shots in their last 10 possessions.
As Eiley here gives it over to McElrath. Timeout's going to be called here by the Norsemen. It's going to be full timeout. 30-37, North Polk. The offensive struggles continue here as they've only been able to put up 30 points tonight, and they just can't really find a rhythm at all. They've been missing open shots, missing open opportunities.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now with the 7-point deficit.
You know, I think that the Comets can easily come back in this game. They're just going to need a little momentum and a few more shots. But something I do want to put some attention to is right now on the North Polk bench, there are 4 elementary students. Those students are the winners of the North Polk Hot Shot Contest. And so part of their prize was, I believe, a gift card and the ability to come sit by the North Polk Comets at a home game. So they're with them tonight. We saw a couple girls with the North Polk girls. I forgot to mention that. But that's a really cool experience for them. That's a really cool thing that the North Polk basketball team giving back to the community like that.
And following this timeout here, it's going to be Norseman ball. As 30-37 with about 6 minutes remaining in the game. McElrath will inbound, and he does so to Eiley. Mathis will be on Eiley here. Eiley kicks it over to McElrath. Down low to Bunn for the wide open layup. He uses a size advantage there against Bouchard.
Bouchard's one of the shorter players in the team. Bouchard's only 5'3".
Bunn on Bouchard. Bouchard down low to Hopper. Back out to Wag. Stolen away by Bunn.
And that is Wyatt Bunn, the senior.
Scar now with the ball. Looks to drive left, cut off by Sullivan. Out to Patton. Patton lobs it back down low to Bunn, but it's tipped off the head of Bouchard and into the hands of Weig. Bouchard will take the ball up the floor for the Comets. Bouchard over to Mathis. Back out to Bouchard for three. Bouchard knocks it down once again. 9 on the night here for Bouchard. Cuts the North Polk deficit to 6 with 5 minutes left in the game.
Now, Bouchard has been locked down from the 3, especially in the last matchup against Roland-Story.
As Eiley now has the ball. Eiley's going to drive left, float it up, no good off the glass. The Patton's on the rebound. And an and one's going to be called there.
Jevin Sullivan can't believe his eyes.
Not happy. As 33-41 after that shot, Hanson's going to check back into the game with Patton a chance to extend the lead to 9 with this free throw.
You know, Hanson's a player that you gotta watch, especially going up against the undersized Comets. He is 6'6".
Patton way off the mark there. Once again, he's 0 for 3 on the night from the line. As Weig here has the ball, he's going to pull. Can't knock down as Mathis can't come with the offensive rebound. Hanson gets it instead.
Looks like there was plenty of contact there between Hopper and Hanson on Hopper's side. Luckily, the refs did not call that for Marcus Hopper's sake.
As McElrath spins, goes up, no good on the layup, and a rebound coming down. A foul's going to be called on Patton, going North Polk's way.
That's going to be Patton's first of the night and Roland-Story's 5th of the half.
Sullivan inbounds here to Bouchard.
4 minutes left in this game. The Comets are facing an 8-point deficit.
Bouchard covered by Scar. Bouchard gets it over to Weig for the open 3. Weig short once again as the 3-point struggle continues here for him tonight.
Weig is, I believe, 1-7 or 1-8 from the 3.
As McElrath here covered by Weig. Over to Scar. Scar hands it off, looks to hand it off to Patton. Scar gets it out to Hanson. Back to Scar. Looks down low to Eiley. Eiley lays it up and in. Extends the lead here to double digits. 33-43. First double-digit lead here by either team. As and one by Marcus Hopper. Great finish there as he's now in he was in double digits before. Marcus Hopper here with 13 points tonight. Cuts the lead down to 8 with a chance to get it to 7.
Yeah. You know, Jevin Sullivan, he's going to have to find a way to get a little more open right now. McElrath has actually done a decent job of shutting him down, but actually, I don't want to give McElrath that credit. It was McElrath, and whenever he gets the ball, Eiley also collapses down on Sullivan, meaning that there are 2 defenders on Sullivan at a time whenever he touches that ball, and that's been a huge factor right now.
Free throw counts, and another foul is called on McElrath, his 4th of the night, as North Polk is going to keep possession.
That's going to put him in some deep foul trouble.
It's going to put Jevin Sullivan at the line.
Jevin Sullivan is 75% from the line.
1-for-1 opportunity as Roland-Story has 7 fouls.
Wait, was he supposed to shoot that?
No, they blew the whistle as he had the ball to shoot.
They're going to have to count that, right?
Not sure what the discussion is. There's 17 fouls. That would be a 1-and-1 bonus opportunity. So maybe there's a miscommunication there between the fouls, but so it will be a 1-and-1 opportunity. There is 17 fouls. And that first free throw, unfortunately, won't count, but Sullivan's going to knock down the second, so he'll get a second shot here at the line. 37-43, Jevin Sullivan now has 11 points, his first point since the first quarter.
If he can put this one down, that China changes the ball game around a little bit, giving it a 2-point or 2-possession game with only 5 points up for Roland.
2 for 2 on that trip, cuts the lead down to 5. 12 points here for Jevin Sullivan on the night. Marcus Hopper with 14. As Eiley here now with the ball. Scar gets it to McElrath. Out to Scar. Scar over to Patton. Patton looks to drive baseline. And out to Scar's travel maybe should have been called, but Scar's going to hit the deep three there. Extends the North Polk deficit to 8.
That's going to be a nice stab in the throat to North Polk.
Mathis over to Sullivan. Sullivan drives, kicks it over to Maring. Maring pump fakes. Sullivan now. Over to Bouchard. McElrath on the face guard on Sullivan, and hasn't really worked here much tonight as he has 12. I mean, it has worked through the second and third as he's been scoreless, but Sullivan's going to knock it down in his eye. 15 points here by Jevin Sullivan in the eye of McElrath.
You know, every single shot he's taken right in McElrath's eye. McElrath may not have been the best decision for a face guard on Sullivan.
As McElrath here with the ball. Gets it over to Scar. Scar looks down low to Patton. Patton's going to get blocked by Mathis. What? And a foul's going to be called on... I'm not quite sure on who, because that baffles me. Foul on Jevin Sullivan. Sullivan wasn't near the play. I don't believe Sullivan was near the play. I'd go back and rewind that. As I mean, they're sending Scar to the line. He's 0 for 4 on the night, so might be not too terrible of an idea.
He shoots 44% from the line. That's probably going to get lowered as he's only seen a handful of performances from the line.
As Scar, for his 5th free throw line shot, 0 for 5 on the night. Keep putting him to the line if it gets the situation we need to.
Absolutely.
He couldn't buy a bucket from there. Bouchard now with the ball. North Polk trails by 5. Bouchard up top. Gets it over to Sullivan.
So like I said right there, whenever Sullivan gets the ball, he has at least 2 players collapse on him every single time.
Mathis over to Maring in the corner. Maring wide open. Hits it! 2-point game now, ladies and gentlemen. North Polk 44-46 on the 3-point shot by Luke Maring. Eiley here with the ball. Gets it to Scar. Timeout's going to be called by Roland-Story.
1 minute left in this game. Ladies and gentlemen, this might be one of the most intense finishes we see this whole season.
Biggest lead so far from Roland-Story was 10, but it's now only a 2-point lead by Roland-Story, 44-46, after Luke Maring gets his first bucket of the night after an offensive struggle so far, but he's able to come down under pressure and knock it down.
Now, it is worth mentioning right now that in last night's game against Bondurant-Farrar, the Comets were down, I believe, 12, and they came up with 4 and still ended up losing by 10. So even though that they were able to convert all those shots and get up there in points, in the clutch time, the Comets were not as efficient. In this game, that might be a different story. Roland has not played the cleanest game. They've made a lot of errors, and if they continue to make those errors, the Comets might have the chance to capitalize on that and turn this game around.
Yeah, and Jevin Sullivan, 15 points here tonight, 5 in the second half. He's been getting it done so far for the Comets. And Marcus Hopper with 14, big body in the paint, putting it up and over Hansen mainly. Hopper's had Hansen's number here tonight.
Yeah. Hansen has 2 or 3 inches on Hopper, depending on where you put Hopper at height-wise.
And only has 2 points on Hopper.
Probably at least 100 pounds.
As North Polk's going to foul Hansen, so Hansen's going to be at the line here for a 1-and-1 chance. And a good idea here, as usually the big man can't shoot, so we'll see if Hansen can knock it down. I'm not sure what his field goal percentage or his free throw percentage is. So
yeah, that theory was definitely true with Patton, was unable to convert. Looking at Hansen here.
Misses the first one short, but Scar's on the rebound. Tied up here, jump ball.
It'll
be North Polk's way. Here we go. Now North Polk has a chance to either tie it up or take the lead. Down by 2 with 1:12 left. McElrath is going to pick up Jevin Sullivan here on the face guard. As Kobe Bouchard will have the ball. Sullivan. Over to Bouchard. Bouchard to Mathis. Bouchard in the corner to Maring. Up top to Mathis. Bouchard thinks about it, passes it over to Mathis.
Comets are running down the clock, but they need to get some points on the board.
So Maring's going to try to dish it down. No, Hopper almost stolen away, and it's going to be a foul called on Maring. It should have been a travel. He's sitting there rolling on the ground.
I expected a jump ball or a travel. I definitely would not have called that a foul against Mary. See, those kind of calls right there are just the calls that cannot be made this late in the game.
As 44-46, 37 seconds remaining with a chance to extend the lead to 3. Cannot do so as Sullivan's on the rebound. Chance to tie the game as he's pushing it down the floor. Drives right, spins, gets it out to Mathis. Back to Sullivan.
28 seconds on the board.
Sullivan drives inside. Foul's going to be called on the floor on McElrath. I believe he will be fouled out of the game. It says 3, but I was for
yes,
sure.
McElrath is out of this game. Oh, correction. He is his 4th foul.
His 4th foul this game. So, yep, that's McElrath's 4. One more, and he's out of the game as Sullivan knocks it down.
1 point game for the Comets.
Here so far for the Comets.
This right here might be the most clutch shot in Jevin Sullivan's entire career if he can make this.
Not a great foul there by McElrath as he's sending North Polk's best free throw shooter to the line. As it is now a tie ball game here at 46. 22.8 remaining on the clock.
Ladies and
Sullivan
gentlemen,
here with 17 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, my heart is racing right now, and I think that goes for just about everyone else in this room. Last time these two teams faced off, Jevin Sullivan went for 24 tonight. He is at 17 with just a couple seconds remaining. Right now, it's going to come down to which team has the best plan of action in the last couple minutes. Looks like Thomas Jones is coming in. Thomas Jones is a great defensive player. Looks like he'll be coming in for Bouchard.
And so I'm going to guess they're going to bring Sullivan as their primary point guard here. As Sullivan's been the man tonight here, followed by Marcus Hoppert, as Marcus Hoppert has a few buckets tonight as well. 14 points for him.
Marcus Hoppert is not the biggest guy on that court, but he sure makes it look like he is. And that's what I really like about Marcus Hoppert. I think there's a very bright future for him in North Polk basketball.
And all tied up here at 46 with 27 seconds, I believe, remaining, maybe 26.
I believe it is 26.
And it's Norseman
22.8.
22.8. Norseman ball here with game all tied up. 4th quarter.
8 fouls for both.
Before the end. Norseman may look to try to kill the clock here. As Scar over to McElrath. McElrath, Sullivan covering.
Like I've said earlier, I believe Sullivan is a much better player than McElrath.
Hanson.
10 seconds remain.
Timeout called here by the Norsemen with 7 seconds remaining. Couldn't get a shot off there so far. Great defense by the Comets, looking to push it to overtime.
We've never seen the Comets go into overtime, so that will be a huge thing if that happens. But with the Norsemen having the ball, like there's endless possibilities on what could end up just happening with just 4 seconds left. The Comets lost to Nevada with a last-second shot from Nevada, which ended up winning the entire game just in the last, I believe, 2 seconds. Not quite a buzzer beater, but kind of put the nail in the coffin. And so I'd be really excited to see what can happen here. I believe the Comets don't want that to ever happen to them again.
As with 7 seconds left, it's going to be a bit difficult for the Comets to be able to get the last shot, as it is Norseman's ball, and so we'll maybe see them try to run down and get the last shot to potentially win the game, or for North Polk to push it to overtime. As the timeout here is now over, so we'll see what both teams here have drawn up to try to propel their team to victory. As there is now 80 seconds on the clock for some reason.
Looks like a clock issue.
Should be 22 or 7.7 left on the clock. So
not quite sure what's going on right here. Looks like they're trying to fix a board error. If not, someone's going to have to take out their phone and act as a stopwatch, because I am excited to see the end of this game. They put 8 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Yeah, this is definitely just a technical error.
Here. 46 all here so far, with Norseman ball with 7.7 remaining, as a little bit of technical difficulties with the scoreboard is getting figured out here.
Yeah, and Sam Scar been a great answer to Jevin Sullivan, both them with 14 points. Wouldn't surprise me if they're both putting the clutch time in the next 7 seconds.
There should not be 8.4 on the clock. It should be 7.7, but they added a whole another second, so
that second might be do or die right now. I'm not sure that I like having that on the board.
It'll technically help the Norsemen out here, so somebody should get that figured out because there should be 7.7 on the clock.
I fully agree with that. I'm just saying, if the Norsemen end up getting a point in the last second of this game, the second that was added to the clock, I'd be screaming for bogus.
I mean, it may not sound like much, but 0.7 seconds is enough to make it a do or die. As they say that there's 8.4, it should be 7.7. So we will see here what goes on.
Looks like the Comets are going to have Jevin Sullivan, Luke Maring, Trevor Mathis, and Marcus Hopper out there. All of them very solid defensive players.
And they're going to keep 8.4 on the clock. I would like to yell something, but McElrath will inbound.
Scar.
Bounce to Scar.
Leading scorer, 7 seconds remain now.
Hands it off to Eiley. Eiley's going to shoot. No good there. Sullivan's got the rebound. And should be a timeout there.
Just enough time.
Should be a timeout with 1 second.
Looks like this game may very well be going into overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought... For a second, I got excited. It looked like they were, there's 0.4 on the clock. I got excited because I thought they called a foul against Roland-Story because it looked like there was a bit of contact on the rebound.
Yeah, but I guess this kind of ended up going in favor of the Comets with that extra 0.7 seconds. That was 0.4. Otherwise, the buzzer would have gone and we would have been in overtime right now.
As North Polk will have it on the other end of the court, they'll have to chuck it down and hope for a prayer to be able to get it up with 0.4 seconds. That's the exact time to be able to hit a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
As anything below 0.4 would not count, but it is at 0.4, so we will see.
Would not surprise me if Jevin Sullivan inbounds to Kobe Bouchard, if Bouchard is in the game. No, he's not. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the Comets are drawing up right now, but it's definitely kind of a last second.
Probably get the ball to Sullivan.
Yeah, honestly, that'd be the move. It would not surprise me at all. I'd say this game is not quite certainly, but probably going into overtime. I'm knocking on wood as we speak.
And we have not seen Zach Tweet here in quite a bit, as he was subbed out of this game early and has not returned. As Mathis will inbound.
Yeah, the ball's going to certainly be going to Sullivan. They've left Sullivan unguarded.
Runs.
Running the elevator doors. Big pass from Mathis.
Oh, come on now. Started the clock a bit too early.
They should not have started the clock until the ball hit the hands of Marcus Hopper. But now their play has been exposed.
As Trevor Mathis looking to use the old baseball skills there to toss it down. He is a varsity baseball player.
Trevor Mathis also was North Polk's quarterback in 8th grade. Let's not forget. Big old pass.
And it's turned over.
Oh, man. We are going into overtime here in Allman for the first time this season. It has been a night of firsts. We saw the North Polk girls in that game. A technical foul was called for the first time we've seen all year. And now overtime.
So I believe there will be 3 or 4 minutes on the clock for overtime. I'm not quite sure. I have not experienced overtime in quite a while.
Yeah, especially I'm very unfamiliar with the high school overtime rules.
And I believe it'll be North Polk's ball. It could also be Norseman's ball. Not quite 100% sure here.
I think it might be the Norseman's ball.
So I believe it plays as the start of a new quarter. I know in the NBA they do a tip-off. I don't think... Do you do that in high school basketball? I don't remember. It's been a while since I played actual basketball.
Oh, yeah. Me as well.
Sophomore year.
Mine was 7th grade, so...
Yeah, I don't think I had an overtime at all my sophomore year, so we will see.
Yeah, in 7th grade, I was playing a lot of B team and C team, so they didn't give me the opportunity to play it. It just ended in a tie.
So we will tip off.
Of course, Jevin Sullivan's going to be hopping for the tip.
I did think that was the way it worked. I forgot. Sorry about that. 46 all here, 4 minutes on the clock. Jevin Sullivan to tip off here.
Looks like almost everyone's getting on their feet. This is getting real now. It's like McElrath versus Sullivan. McElrath just barely an inch.
Scar down low, almost loses control there. Posts up against Sullivan. Bunn there, no good on the floater.
Gets his own rebound.
So foul's going to be called on number, I believe it'll be on Maring. We'll see here. It could be Mathis. It'll be called on Trevor Mathis. That'll be his third. 351.
Light foul trouble there.
Bunn at the line.
The only person who really has to worry about foul trouble right now is McElrath with 4.
And we've given so many opportunities here to Roland-Story for free throws, but they cannot convert, and it's been a killer for them.
Yes, in fact, in the last game against North Polk had 70%. Roland-Story had 24% from the free throw. So this has been a huge issue, especially against North Polk.
Rebound there by Hansen following the North Polk miss. McElrath up top. Gets it over to Hansen. Down low, stolen away by Kobe Bouchard.
The Comets are making sure they don't get any shots off, but now the Comets got to get some shots off of their own.
Bouchard here with the ball.
A matchup I'm always going to trust is McElrath versus Sullivan.
Mathis up top to Sullivan. Over to Bouchard. Swings it over to Sullivan for 3. Sullivan gets it to go. 3-point shot by Jevin Sullivan in the eye of McElrath once again. Sullivan's got 20 here tonight.
McElrath cannot stop Sullivan. He can try, but ladies and gentlemen, he cannot. And the sooner he figures that out, the sooner they can get someone else to face guard him.
And a foul's called on number 12, Dylan Ely. Oh, correction, no, it'll be called on Bouchard. Ely will be at the line. I thought he was pointing out Ely for the foul.
That's Bouchard's second. Nothing to worry about there, but North Polk does go into double bonus.
As Roland-Story has been struggling at the free throw line here tonight, as Ely will have 2.
I've never heard North Polk student section get so loud. Hopefully that can work in the Comets' favor.
As Ely makes the first there, cuts the lead down to 2 for the Comets. And all around the rim and in on the second. 1-point lead here for North Polk.
Looks like we have defensive power. Zach Tweet coming back into the game. He's going to be guarding Marcus Hopper.
As Bouchard up top here gets it over to Mathis. I'm going to kill some time on the clock with 2:30 remaining. Marin back up top to Mathis. Mathis better focus on the game. As he looks away, looks like he may get stolen from. Mathis back with the ball. Foul's going to be called on Scar.
That's going to put Mathis at the line. Mathis, I believe, has seen the least amount of time at the line among the regular players for North Polk.
As Thomas Jones will check in the game here for the Comets. For Kobe Bouchard. So Sullivan will be your primary guard here.
Yes, Mathis only seen 9 free throw shots this season. That's super, super small.
Mathis looking for his first points in this game. And no good on the first one, but Sullivan's on the offensive board. Dishes off to Hopper. Hopper lays it in, extends the North Polk lead, back out to 3. Marcus Hopper on the incredible finish there. Nice offensive rebound and dish by Jevin Sullivan.
You know, Hopper and Sullivan are just a great duo. Both of them sophomores. We get to see them for 3 years here at North Polk, and man, I'm loving year number 1.
McElrath down low to Scar. 3-second violation here on Roland-Story. It'll be North Polk ball going the other way.
See, that's what I'm talking about. When it comes to Roland-Story, they've made so many mistakes down below. They just have not played a very clean, very crisp game of basketball, if you will.
Manock and Bouchard checking back in the game. It's going to be a 30-second timeout here for Roland-Story. And the atmosphere in here is electric so far as North Polk brought the lead back out here to 3. 51-48 with 2 minutes remaining here in this game.
You know, no surprise there, though. Again, in the girls' game, also an incredibly close game. In that, the North Polk girls ended up coming out on top. But wow, the atmosphere in here was just insane as the ball went back and forth and back and forth. And that has been the same case here with the Comets. The Comets came down from a deficit. I believe it's the first time they've done it all season where they've come back from a deficit and then gone to a lead. So it's going to be really exciting to see what happens right now. Looks like both teams have huge
Manock and Bouchard will be checked in the game here for the Comets with a 3-point lead. Sullivan inbound. Bouchard here with the ball. Over to Manock. Back to Bouchard, looking to kill some time with a minute 42. Manock over to Bouchard. Bouchard looks to bring it back out. Hands it off to Manock. Sullivan now. Over to Manock.
Manock looks at that shot and decides no, leaving Marcus Hopper completely open in the lane. I hope he can see that.
Hopper lays it up, no good there. Gets the offensive rebound over to Manock. Manock here on the corner. Back up top here to Bouchard.
Manock does not want to take that shot.
Bouchard hands it off to Sullivan, who drives inside, lays it up, no good. Almost off, rebounded by Sullivan, but can't get it to go. Up by 3 with a minute remaining, 51-48.
Ladies and gentlemen, my palms are sweating like crazy. This is the most intense we've ever seen a North Polk game get here in overtime in Alleman.
Scar down low inside. Foul is going to be called on number 3, Hunter Manock. Will send Eiley here to the line. 2 for 2 on the last trip. Has a chance once again to cut the North Polk lead down to just 1.
Eiley's without a doubt the best free throw shooter in the lineup as he shoots 73%.
And clanks the first one off the back iron. Has a chance here to cut it to 2, which would make it a 1-possession game. So we'll see if he can do so. And does make the second, 51-50. Or 49, correction. And the Norsemen here are going to take another timeout. 47.9, 51-49. Jevin Sullivan, 20 points here tonight. Marcus Hopper, short, or little barely behind with 16. Great game from both of them. Jevin Sullivan getting done everywhere on the court, finding open teammates, finding Marcus Hopper down low. And also we just saw there the excellent offensive rebound, tipped it over to Hopper for the nice finish.
And then Jevin Sullivan also had another rebound down there. I believe that he tipped to Hunter Manock. And so that kept the ball in the Comets' hands for a little while. I believe we have 40-some seconds left in this game, and they're going to be 40 seconds of just pure grit, heart, and action. And that I can guarantee.
They've kept McElrath face guarding Sullivan all game, and it hasn't worked, but they're sticking to it.
You know, that's something going to be a bold decision. And regardless of the outcome of this game, everyone's going to be asking questions about how was that a great idea? Especially when Sullivan actually every single point he's had has been right in the face of McElrath.
As it will be North Polk ball, Jevin Sullivan will inbound on the other end.
And McElrath is not in right now. Looks like they're going to be trying him with someone else. Great idea because it has not worked out well for them in the past.
As Bouchard now has the ball.
Bouchard's got to make it across the half in 8 seconds.
10 seconds.
And he can. 10 seconds. My mistake.
Bouchard goes right, and a foul is going to be called on Eiley. Bouchard will be at the line here for 2. Bouchard, an excellent shooter, has a chance to push the lead out to 4 if he can knock both of these down, making it a 2-possession game.
Kobe Bouchard is second only to Andrew Weig from the line at 76.2.
And Bouchard drops the first one. 3-point lead here. 52-49, 38.6 remaining.
Looks like McElrath is going to be back in this game. The Norsemen might be bold enough to try him with it again.
Thomas Jones subbed in the game here for the Comets for Luke Maring. Thomas Jones, great defensive player here. Probably one of the best for the Comets.
I believe that switch was made, and Luke Maring is a little more foul prone than Thomas Jones.
Bouchard knocks down the second free throw. 4-point lead here for the Comets. 53-49 to 38.6.
Bouchard's going to be taken out of the game from Mathis.
As well as Hunter Manock checked back in.
Mathis has just a little size on Bouchard that's going to be pretty important, I think, in these last couple moments.
Scar from deep. Can't connect. Sullivan's on the rebound. and they look to intentionally foul, but Sullivan's going to blow by.
Sullivan's going to tell McElrath to go to his room.
Trevor Mathis here. He's going to be
that.
intentionally fouled. Trevor Mathis at the line for 2. 14.9 remaining. North Polk Comets up by 4 here, 53-49.
Trevor Mathis went 1-1 on the last free throw possession. If Mathis can make these 2 shots, that changes a whole lot for the Comets.
Chance to extend the lead here to 6. And gets it to 5. We'll see if he can get it to 6 here.
That missed shot by Scar down there absolutely changed everything, as the Comets just going to go retreat on defense, but keep Sullivan down low just in case he has a shot at the rebound.
As Mathis gets a second to drop, 6-point lead, 3-possession game here with 13 remaining. Eiley pulls from deep, no good there, rebounded by Tweet. Tweet goes up, foul's going to be called. Great foul there, as Tweet's going to be at the line for 2. Not a 3-point chance opportunity, a little bit scary.
Exactly. Hopper looks pretty disappointed in himself, but he has nothing to be disappointed about. That was the right call.
5.9 seconds, 55-49.
Zach Tweet is not a good free throw shooter, 52.6.
And misses.
Air balls, the 3 in clutch time. And the student section is not going to let him forget that one.
As he's hoping to get close here on the second one, the nerves settle in with 5.9.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the 2 years that Colby and I have done this job, this is the best game we have ever seen. The best 2 games. The girls played an intense game. The boys also played an intense game.
Tweet knocks down the second. Sullivan inbounds here to Bouchard. Intentional foul by Eiley. Bouchard at the line for 2. 3.7 remaining. 55-50, 5-point lead here for the Comets.
I'll put Bouchard at the line every single day of the week with 3 seconds left in this game. Ladies and gentlemen,
chance to make it a 7-point lead here if he can knock down both of these free throws at the free throw line.
You know, last year during senior night, we had 2 moments, one of which actually got on the local news. It was the singing of the national anthem by everyone in the crowd. There's Bouchard. And the other one was Clay Warner coming in, getting a shot off. And that clip made it onto the Steve Harvey show and multiple national media outlets. And tonight,
Bouchard extends it to 7. 57-50.
We are seeing the 2 most intense games we have seen all season from both teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is game. 57-50, North Polk miracle comeback, down by 10, wins by 7 here in overtime.
Go Comets, baby, here we go.
Great game by Jevin Sullivan, 20 points on the night against
and we are
Adam
not.
McElrath. Marcus Hopper was 16, and just great game all around.
You know, I won't lie, the Norsemen played a great game, but wow, the Comets showed something that we haven't seen all year. They showed energy, intensity, and passion throughout the entire game, all the way through all 4 quarters, and it was just a great thing to watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, final score 57-50. We're going to see you next time here in All-in Iowa.